Right, let's get into the op-ed pieces. And first off, I'm gonna read out a report from Kevin Anett. And investigators on Canada's west coast have uncovered the suspected mass graves of Indigenous women and children at three separate locations now. And this announcement came the other day after months of independent investigations conducted by the ITDC that have relied on police, media and Aboriginal sources. Now, according to the report of the ITDC investigators, the grave sites are found on the coast and also the interior, and according to sources and initial surveys, these sites contain the remains of many hundreds, perhaps thousands of Aboriginal people, including many women and children. Now, one of these sites contains very recent burials laid atop of an older mass grave of Indian residential school children, and these sites have been known to local Aboriginals, but the latter may have been threatened and silenced by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police and also tribunal council officials. Local residents claim that the RCMP officers and private hit squads are responsible for the killings and the burials, and one witness observed an RCMP tactical unit burying bodies as recently as March this year. Now, in response to this discovery at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time the other day, a formal request was issued to the United Nations Security Council and to the United Nations Peacekeepers Office by the ITDC that the request asked for UN peacekeepers and forensic specialists to be immediately dispatched to British Columbia to assist this investigation and also to be present at an international genocidal tribunal which it has been convened under ITDC auspices in Vancouver on September the 16th this year. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and 20 other high officials of church, state and business have been publicly summoned to appear before this tribunal to answer charges of complicity in genocide. The September 16th tribunal was prompted by Prime Minister Trudeau's public admission on June the 3rd that genocide has occurred within Canada, and by the corollary obligation imposed on UN member states by the Genocide Convention to prosecute and punish that crime. Our request for the UN peacekeepers and forensic specialists is not made lightly, especially in the light of the discovery of these mass graves, and they need to be disinterred and examined and charges brought against those responsible, like at any other suspected crime scene. This was stated by Kevin Anett. This is a dangerous effort, he went on. 7 of our Aboriginal eyewitnesses and activists have died of foul play in the course of our investigations of the disappearance of Aboriginal families on Canada's west coast. As Human Rights Watch has shown, the RCMP are directly implicated in these assaults and also disappearances. Our naming of top Canadian officials is possible conspirators in an ongoing genocide makes this danger all the more real. Further evidence of the recently discovered mass graves will be revealed at a special press conference and gathering on Parliament Hill in Ottawa, Canada on Monday, July the 8th at 10 a.m. The ITDC has asked that the UN peacekeepers be present at this event also to protect its public spokespeople, including the ITDC Field Secretary Kevin Anett. Anett has recently faced illegal arrest and detention and other harassment at the hands of the RCMP and also Canadian Border Services agencies. and the ITDC considers these attacks as further attempts by Canada to obstruct justice and derail an international human rights inquiry into its crimes. It's brave stuff, you know, what Kevin's doing. I've met the man a few times. He's a fairly genuine man, and it takes some balls, of which we need some of them in so-called high official roles in America, to act and right the wrongs. You know, this genocide has gone on for thousands of years. This is what From Russia with Love series is all about. They've just been wiping us out left, right and centre for thousands of years, and it has to stop. Now, what happens when you put yourself on the line, like myself and Kim and Kevin? You get all kinds of harassment, and your life is literally tipped upside down. And this is often overlooked, I feel, when some people are making stupid comments on alt media as to what that life's really like. Is it any sort of life? Cops and all kinds of authorities breathing down your neck, all for telling the truth.